Dinei Torah, which have to do also with Ishut, with the Gittin. So usually when we have the issue of division of assets between a divorcing couple, so this is usually in the context of arranging a get. And here you're right, we're not talking about high finance, we're talking about low finance, let's call it this way. And here also, there is actually no problem of enforcement. Why? Because usually the wife's side wants to get, usually the husband's side wants to get some of the gifts back which were given during the wedding, or monies which was. So usually the division of assets, or return of assets, is in the context of finishing this marriage and getting a divorce done, and there is no enforcement problem. So once it's done, every side got what they wanted, and Shalom al Israel. So here, yes, you have these cases, but you're not going to need this official arbitration agreements to be recognized by secular law.
And in this case, claiming cases, my car bumped into your car, or my tree fell on your roof.
Yeah, but in those cases, usually they don't demand there should be 3 dayanim and they should sit down and sign a contract and whatever. Usually they come to one of the rabbi they trust, and each one says it's like a small claim court, right, up to a certain amount, and there's one judge deciding the case.
Yeah, in terms of family cases, I certainly agree. And in any case, it's exactly the type of area where if you go to the Russian court, there will be conflict between secular law and Jewish law. It's one of those sort of few areas where there is conflict. But in terms of everyday disputes, what I tend to see in small disputes like $10,000 loan and things like that, what is happening? You see some of those cases going to Beis Din, but then, because there is no sort of tradition or willingness to structure it as arbitration and go to the Russian court, what happens is that the party that should honor Beis Din ruling doesn't honor it, right? Then you don't have enforcement option because it wasn't sort of intended for enforcement. And what is happening, and what I don't like about it, is that the only sort of instrument that you can use is publicity. So what I've seen is sort of the party who was the winning one taking this Beis Din ruling and posting this ruling on some Jewish WhatsApp groups and stuff like that. And the question is whether it's sort of worse and whether it's sort of more Hilul Hashem than if this would be just brought as a very low-profile case to the Russian court. There will be a sort of execution list issued to sort of honor this loan. So probably that will be less of a problem because although technically you are going to the secular court, for those small cases it's so low profile that probably like one judge would know about this issue and that's it. Whereas when you don't have this enforceability option, you start using publicity as your tool, and this becomes really sort of negative. And for me, it's a big question: what is worse? I would prefer low-profile enforcement with one Russian judge rather than seeing all this sort of non-enforcement, non-sort of recognition by one of these parties in Facebook, WhatsApp. So it's a very sort of tricky question. Would you agree, in terms of what's worse?
What, going for the Russian judge?
Or sort of having publicity all over the place where there will be Jews, there may be non-Jews as well, so...
It's always better not to have publicity. I remember there was a case in front of one other